Hey there folks, we're back again. This clip I'm following right on after you see me just pull these other handles a moment ago. And what I want to do now is just talk about attaching a handle to one of these tankards or steins. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to thumb off the base of the pot, alright? And you can do this just on a banding wheel like this, okay? There's no trimming done to these. And as I said in the clip, as I was making these, I said, now that would be a waste of time, wouldn't it? And of course it would. Alright, because if you throw the pot right to start with, you haven't got to trim it. Okay? So try to get out of the habit of trimming everything and just throw them a bit better to start with. Save yourself a lot of time. So, okay, thumbed off, thumbs up. Thumbs off, thumbs up. Right, now look, I've got some handles here that I pulled yesterday, but I've been keeping them damp, okay, under plastic, and I'm hoping that they're going to be okay. I'm just going to talk about what we do. I know I've done this many times with you before, but there's always something more to learn, isn't there? Okay, so first thing is you want to work off a banding wheel. Okay, now try to get into the habit and the discipline of keeping the pitcher or the mug on the banding wheel when you work on it. Before we do that though, what I'm going to do is, with these tankards, the handle comes off the top here, off of this elbow where my finger is. That's where the handle is going to come. So we're going to wet your thumb, and hopefully you've got a little bit of fingernail there. Okay, you're going to wet your thumb and you're going to scratch with a wet thumb and key an area there, just like that, on the elbow. Okay, so my neighbour coming back from work. Okay, so now after you've keyed it there, you're going to put it on the banding wheel. Okay, and you're going to take one of your handles, okay, here he is. Alright, now holding the handle just a little bit down from the fat end, okay, you're going to use your knuckle of your thumb, just spread the end of it, okay, splay the end, make it a little like that. And use your knuckle of your thumb to do that. At least that's what I use, and I find it works very well. Okay, so then holding this, spit on it. That's optional. Okay, hold it up to the keyed area, okay, at 90 degrees. Alright, and put your hand behind and give some gentle but firm, deliberate pressure. Gently push that handle into the keyed area, okay, like that. Now it's very important that you keep the handle here always at 90 degrees to the pot. Don't let it fall, don't let it droop, don't let it fall down, okay? Alright? Now, with it there on the banding wheel, I'm using my index finger underneath, like that, and my thumb on top. Smear the clay, the wet clay or the damper clay of the handle, smear it into the body of the pot. Alright, make a join, in other words. Okay, so we're like that. Okay, now what you're going to do is, you're going to take the pot, supporting the handle, take it to the 90 degrees, then release your hand. So it's hanging there. So I'm going to dip the handle, wet my hand, and we're going to start to pull the handle down from the side of the tankard. Okay, so you see it hang in there like that. Okay, now keep this 90-degree angle, all right, all the time. Okay, until such time. And now when you're satisfied with the handle, now something I do to these handles is I take my thumbnail and I score it all the way down like that. Okay, and again on this side. What that does is create a kind of spine. See? Okay. All right, now holding it, the handle by the end, I take the tankard back to the vertical position, but I'm supporting the handle, you see, by holding the end of the handle. Then bring the handle, the bottom part of the handle, just let it come in. Okay, now what you've got to do is judge the distance for your fingers. Alright, turn it round. You may need to move it to get it straight. You want him straight, you don't want him left or right. Okay. Okay, so I've just touched the end here to the base. Now there's no need to score the bottom part where this handle attaches. It doesn't require it. Okay. Usually the bottom half of pots is slightly damper than the top half, and the adhesion is better. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to finish off the tail here. So what I do with that is I take a thumb that is dry but damp, if you know what I mean. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to smear that, push the clay across, push it across, you see. Okay, then I turn him upside down and I do the same thing on the other side. Pressure and pull him out like that, you see. That leaves a little tail, doesn't it? Well, the little tail, you whisk him off like that. And then just minimal finishing here at the base keeps the naked clay nice and fresh looking, which is what we want. Eyeball it. Make sure he's straight. They can veer off, you see, can't they? All right, and then that's it. So that now goes to await having a seal. Did you understand that? Let's do one more. Let us do one more. Okay. We've already thumbed him off. I should add now is a good time, especially after you've put the handle on, to, if you have such a thing, a rounder that you can just push down. It's a tapered bisque shape. You can make one for yourself on the wheel. And you just want to push it down like that. We really should do that last thing of all, you know, after we put the handle on. Okay? Okay, let's do that one more time. We're going to wet our thumb and we're going to scratch. You see, what we do is by doing it like this, we create the slip right there on the side of the pot, using the clay that the pot is made out of. the self-same clay. We're not having to add any clay. All right. Okay, let's go to our handles that I threw yesterday. Let's pick a handle. Here he is. Remember, hold him just down a little bit from the top. Take your knuckle of your thumb, and using the knuckle joint, push down onto the top there, and it will make the end of the handle get wider. But it'll also give you a little bit of clay, which is going to assist you in the joining process. All right, so are we in the picture? Haha. We always have to check that, don't we? If we're in the picture or not. Yeah. I think we're in the picture. Maybe let's just move it down. There we go. Okay. Right, so take that handle at 90 degrees, offer it up to the keyed area. 2 or 3 fingers behind, a little bit of deliberate pressure now, pushing that handle in on. Alright, let me just bring it a bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. You see, at the same time as I'm supporting the handle, I'm using my index finger underneath to make the join. Okay, and now with my thumb on the top, taking that bit of clay that I created by the spreading of the end with the knuckle. Okay, and there we have it. I have a join. Now I take it to the vertical. Dip them in your water pot. Alright. Now, remember, keep it a 90-degree angle. Don't do it like that, otherwise the handle will fall or droop. When that happens, it gets a weak point there. So we're now going to just give the handle, these handles, because I pulled them yesterday, are a little bit stiffer than, so they need a little bit of pulling out. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to take my fingernail of my thumb and I'm going to go all the way down the handle like that. And again on the other side here. It creates a spine, you see. You see that? Just gives the handle a little bit of a contour, you know. Right, let's join the handle now. So, holding it by the end, we're now taking it round back to the vertical. I'm supporting the handle there, you see, here. And then bring the handle into the body. Don't have the handle sticking way out here. You don't need to get your whole 4 fingers in there and you get your arm in there and everything else. Alright? So, check that handle, check its sideways profile. You may need to lift it. Right. Remember now, with a thumb that's moist but dry. Can you figure that one out? Use your apron. Use your apron. Just dab your. So you get a degree of moisture there, but it's you can't have it slippery. You see? Oops. You can't have it slippery, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, so we're going to take this piece of clay and we're going to smear it away like this. All right. And now on this side, like that, and the tail away, off with his head. Right. Now you're going to just check that. It may not need hardly any touching at all, and less is better. All right, there you go. Put him on the wheel. Take the rounder and round him. put him on the board. And so on and so forth. Till you've done them all. What fun. It is fun. It is fun when you get the hang of it and they start to come together. It's very satisfying, you know, being able to make a bunch of pots, a board full of pots, and then handle them and get them all looking the same. That's a good feel-good factor, that is. Okay, so practice and have a go at doing this with your handles, and you'll develop your own technique. You may use my idea, you may have your own ideas already. All well and good, but practice them and get them good. Visit my website, simonleachpottery.com, for a leach shuttle wheel, for pottery tools, and for links there to my YouTube clips, etc., and other things. Okay? Keep practicing. See you soon. Bye bye.